Hey everyone, this is Rachel, and today I'm here with a new scrapbooking process video. Thanks so much for joining me here, and I hope you enjoy. If you could flick me a thumbs up, that would be super awesome, and I would love it if you would become a subscriber. You can also click on the notification bell so you always know when I have a new video up. Alright folks, let's get going! Hey everyone, so welcome to my first layout using my January 2020 For the Love of Homemade Kits kit. I decided I'm going to work on this layout first. It was the one of my best friend and my nephew, who is her son. I just refer to him as my nephew. We went out for ice cream on National Ice Cream Day. I did look up. It was on July 21st, 2019. One thing I'm going to mention, I decided my kit was a little sparse, so I just went into, I have a little container thing, and I will post a picture of it right here. It sits just to the left of me while I scrapbook, and it has things that I like to look through when I need a little extra something for my layouts, but I don't have it in the kit or the page kit or the collection I'm working with. So I did add a couple of things from that, and I also added a pack of sequins. One of my goals for 2020 is to use more sequins. I never really used to use sequins because I found them very annoying to use. I picked up a couple of items last year, like a jewel picker and then this little anti-static tray, and that has helped me really embrace the sequin. So I did add a sequin pack. I have these really old pink paisley, like with their old logo on it. So I don't know if there's a date on this. 2014. These stickers, I thought they would go well color-wise. I added some enamel dots from Chamel that I never used. I think I got these in a grab bag. I don't think I've owned these like since they came out in 2016. And then 2 packages of the Bella Boulevard enamel hearts in the Oh My Heavens mix and the One in a Melon mix. And then I also added these Maggie Holmes label and word and phrase stickers. I just like adding those as little tiny bits at the end of a layout. So I just felt I needed to expand my kit just a tiny bit. So that's not a lot. I definitely am looking forward to using that. So I'm going to go ahead and start my layout. I have the full kit. This is my first layout, so hopefully it won't take me too long to make decisions. I like to just kind of, when I'm starting out with a kit or a collection or anything, I like to just go with what my first thought is. Otherwise, I'll end up spending so much time trying to figure out what to do. Okay, so I'm going to get you guys put on fast forward. I will put in the link below either the link to the playlist for the month of January for the Love of Homemade Kits videos, or I will link the ladies who put out a video this Monday, which will be January, oh gosh. January 6th. I'm not quite sure what I'll do yet, so we'll have to see. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get you guys put on fast forward. Before I do, if you could flick me a thumbs up, that would be super awesome. And so let's get going. All right, I am going to go ahead and get started. And I always say when I'm starting off a new kit or a new collection, I like to just kind of scroll through all of my papers and pull out the first things that strike my fancy as wanting to work with and working with my photos. So I'm poking through, and the first thing that strikes my fancy is that pink floral from Hip Kit. I was like, ooh, I think I really want to work with this. And then I was thinking about this being a National Ice Cream Day, so the month paper would work as well. And I wanted to pull in something multicolored, but I didn't want to pull in another floral, so I pulled in the mixed media piece. Part of the Homemade Kits recipe was a mixed media piece you had already worked on, and this is a Distress Oxide ink in yellow, aqua, and pink through some Tim Holtz mini stencils. So I just trimmed all of those mixed media chunks out, and because I thought I'd rather work with it in pieces rather than as a whole 12 by 12. So I trimmed out a horizontal chunk of that month paper, and now I'm doing a vertical chunk of the floral paper. I'm just kind of doing, I think it's called like a T-shaped line. And then I had a thought, what if I used the mixed media as a mat for both my 4x6 photo as well as my little, those are about 2 by 2.5. I just printed them out using a collage maker on my phone. And so I'm going to be using my Stampin' Up! Triple Banner Punch, and I'm going to make a mistake here because I'm going to forget that the piece I'm doing right now is actually not going behind my 4x6 photo, but is going behind my little ice cream photos, which unfortunately I had not planned on making a tag, but if I trimmed it off, I was afraid it was going to be really, really short. So I just left it as is, but when I realized what I had done, I was slightly annoyed with myself. So I go ahead and I banner out the rest of these mixed media pieces, and then I am going to cut ahead in a second because I did it off screen, not even realizing I was off screen. So these pieces are slightly bigger than 2 inches. 2 inches is the largest size for that banner punch, but if you kind of zhuzh it under, you can then trim off the extra with your scissors, which is what I ended up doing. So I'm trimming down one of the photos just a little bit. It was just slightly taller than the other two, just the way I had trimmed them. So I'm matching up the left to right of the people with the left to right of the ice cream we ordered. And I'm not weird in the fact that I remember what everybody ordered. I just know I ordered the peach Melba, and I know my nephew will almost always go for something that along the lines of cookies and cream or cookie dough, and that's what the middle photo is. So by elimination, the one all the way on the left is my best friend's. So I took one of the scraps from the mixed media paper, and I'm going to join those 3 pieces using that scrap. Simply, I find it will be easier to glue my photo to it as well as glue it to the background with that rather than trying to do them separately, because I knew I was going to want to trim the tops off so they were even. I liked having them staggered on the bottom, but I wanted them the same on the top, so I knew trimming those up, it would be easier if they were attached to a piece behind. So that is what I did right there. I keep turning on my Caterpillar crop light that helps line things up, but I had actually left it on overnight, and so I need to replace the batteries, and I haven't yet, but I keep forgetting and I keep turning on the light. So if you wonder how if I do silly things, I absolutely do silly things quite often. So I'm gluing down these 3 photos onto the first one. As I said, I had peach Melba, which is amazing ice cream. This is a place called Shady Glen. It's in my town. It's actually a pretty famous little burger shack and ice cream shack in our state, as well as regionally. My cousin actually works there right now, so that's kind of funny. But it has really good ice cream, and they're famous for their fried cheese on their burgers. They use a special mix of a type of cheese that can cook, and then it gets crispy, and then you fold it back onto the burger and eat it, or some people eat it as an appetizer. So just a little fun fact about Shady Glen. So now I'm just trying to line up the photos where I want them. I don't want a gap in between the ice cream photos and the photo of our faces, but I didn't want the photo of our faces to be too high on the page because then it just wouldn't line up correctly. So I'm really happy with the way things are working, so I'm going to pull out my embellishments and my alphas. I'm going to be using a mix of the alphas. I'm going to be using the Dear Lizzy one that's called Petals, along with the Pebbles one, which is called Maggie. That's that aqua ombre below the other one. And I'm also going to bring in some of the alphas, the flat sticker alphas from the Simple Stories Sunshine and Happiness line. That was the third set of alphas I pulled in. So I'm actually going to use all of the alphas I pulled into this kit. Now, the alphas here are all either color or have design on them, and on the video it may not look very readable. I promise you in real life it is. If you stay till the end and you see the photos, you will see that they definitely are quite readable in real life. So I'm using a ruler and my art glitter clear glue to glue things down. The two thickers are chipboard ones, so they do require extra adhesive. Then I am moving to the flat mini tile stickers for part of my title, and I'm going to pull out my brayer. That is a trick one of my friends taught me. If you have flat stickers, whether they be alphas or just regular stickers, by using a brayer you can really push them into the paper. So I'm going to jump ahead to the end of my title. So my entire title is going to be "We would celebrate this any day." And then I also put the numbers 2019 down at the bottom. From that Sunshine and Happiness sticker sheet, I pulled out several of the word and phrase stickers. This obviously was a summer themed line, and so I'm pulling things out like "It's summertime," "Hot, hot, hot," "Woohoo." When I was pulling out my title, I also pulled out the ampersand as well as those two plus signs, and I'm putting those in my little embellishment areas. I also used the yummy flare that I had pulled out to work in with this kit. I don't know who that is from. It's just some random flare. I did pull off the pop dot that was on the back of it. It was a flat back rather than a concave back, and I didn't feel it needed any more popping upness. I did, from the Maggie Holmes label and phrase sticker sheet that I added to my kit at the beginning of this video, pull out a label for my journaling, and now I'm adding these Bella Boulevard enamel hearts that I also added to my kit later on. It was kind of the perfect color with that light and dark aqua. I'm going to do two final things. First, I'm going to pull in the sequins that I had added to my kit as well. I'm going to be using this mix. I have no idea where I got it. I've had it for a very long time. I don't tend to buy sequins because up until a couple months ago, I really didn't use them all that often. So I would only get them like if they came in a kit or someone gave them to me. So I'm just using a mix of pinks and greens and yellows and golds and some stars that are a clear shimmer as well. I'm going to jump ahead to finishing up the sequins, and the last thing I'm going to add is some Heidi Swapp Color Shine in the color of Jenny B Blue once I finish up my journaling, in which I'm just talking about how we went for ice cream on National Ice Cream Day, because who wouldn't do that if they were available to do it. All right, that is going to finish off my layout for me. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to check out everyone else who is doing videos for the Love of Homemade Kits Hop. I will put a link to everyone below. Thank you once again. Have a wonderful day. Bye.